We are
Hello and good evening. My name is Sonjalise Freeman. I am the VP of the Prairie View NABJ chapter. And today we have a wonderful guest. This is our first ever webinar, and our guest is Christy Felton. She is a LinkedIn recruiter right here in Houston, Texas. And so we welcome you, Christy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and to talk about LinkedIn profiles.
Well, we're going to just go right into it and allow you to start your presentation. So take it away, Christy.
Awesome. So apologies in advance. My presentation was not sent over because we had some technology challenges. So I'm going to try my best to walk you through creating it's called Rock Your LinkedIn Profile. So I am a recruiter at LinkedIn, as Sonia explained. I am a recruiter in the global business organization. So what that means is basically I fill roles across the global business organization. So that could be anywhere between finance to sales roles to admin roles, whatever kind of supports the business function at LinkedIn. I do sit remotely in Houston. LinkedIn, we are a global company in the United States. We do have several offices. As you know, we are one of the largest social networks in the country, the largest professional social network in the country. And, our goal is to affect the global economy in a positive way and, find people careers and build networks. So with that being said, I will get started and feel free to ask any questions throughout this process. I'm happy to answer them as best as I can. So our agenda basically is number one, are we going to get to know more about LinkedIn? I'll talk more about what I just started talking about. Then we'll go into why LinkedIn and why LinkedIn is going to help you with your career and your networking. And then go more into the profile and your story. And then beyond LinkedIn profile, and then we'll go straight to Q&A. So getting to know LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, we are right now kind of in a different and weird economic time where, it's a candidates market and, job security is at the forefront, getting out of the, COVID times and just kind of pushing forward when it comes to careers and moving on to the next wave and the next chapter in life. So at LinkedIn, we are uniquely positioned to really help people where it matters the most with our branding and our site and connecting people all over the world. So our vision here at LinkedIn is to create economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. Our mission is also to connect the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. So going into why LinkedIn, what is LinkedIn going to do to help you personally? So our value proposition stands on connecting opportunity to the global workforce. So we have 774 million members on the platform. We support 58 million companies. We have 14 million job postings, 38,000 skills that you can be endorsed for on LinkedIn. We also support 120,000 schools and 443 billion knowledge articles as well. So we'll get right into the profile, which you're here for tonight. So your profile on LinkedIn is essentially your story, how you're going to present yourself to employers, to networking contacts, how you're going to just develop your personal brand. So I'm here to kind of help you, support you in that and how to make your profile better. So we're going to be using Worthington's profile as an example. I don't want to pick on him, but his profile is a great example because he has some room for growth in his profile. So I'm going to use, since I don't have my official presentation, he is going to help me to walk through the profile and what we can do to improve and rock his profile. So number one is a picture. So members with a photograph get up to 9 times more connection requests, also 21 times more profile views, and 36 more times messages when you have a picture on your profile. I will also speak to as far as like the profile picture when it concerns diversity and inclusion initiatives for companies. They're able to visually see, what you represent when it comes to diversity and inclusion. So definitely, it does not have to be a professional headshot. Our guidance is to try to make the picture clear, have a good, clear background, and you can also use it as a chance to show your personality. I work in tech. LinkedIn is a tech company. It is a little bit more relaxed atmosphere. So my picture is, me smiling and me like really showing up authentically as myself. Of course, you can cater your picture to kind of the audience that you're going towards. So the next thing you can do, which is a really cool thing that we recently updated on the LinkedIn platform, is you can actually record your name. So this helps with, a lot of times people mispronounce your name. And that is, I'm trying to see where you are, Worthington, on your profile. It's hard for me to kind of like guide you to it, but basically it would be where you edit your profile picture. If you scroll down some, you can actually go there, and you might have to do this from the app as well. This might be an option on the app. You can go there and record your name, so you can pronounce your name for others and make a great first impression. This is on the mobile app. That's correct. 10 seconds, limited background noise is encouraged, and hold your phone 4 inches away from your mouth so you're able to be clear. And you can just easily use this on the LinkedIn mobile app, which you can find in the Apple or the Google Play Store. So the next thing is to add your pronouns. Like I said, LinkedIn and a lot of companies nowadays are really focused on diversity and inclusion and having an inclusive culture. So you're able to add your pronouns there, whatever ones suit you. You're able to choose them, and then that's displayed to people who are trying to network with you or send you messages so they can address you the proper way. This is optional, and you can also set the visibility on how this shows. 72% of hiring managers believe it's important, and it shows respect. So that's, one thing that can kind of get you ahead of the general population on LinkedIn. The next thing that you can do, which is also an optional feature, is, and a lot of these things are on the app. I will point that out. So you're not going to be able to see them from this screen view. So just maybe take some notes and jot down some of the things I'm covering that are not here on the web version. Create your cover story. So what the cover story is, where your picture is essentially a small, short video that can be 30 seconds where you introduce yourself. So it's basically see it as like your pitch, what your story is. So you can use this to provide an intro, share your story, highlight your goals. This can help you find a job or share your expertise or grow your following, whatever you're looking for, whatever your purpose is on LinkedIn. The next thing is add your industry. So whatever industry that you're targeting or industry that you're currently in, you can add that there. And there's a long list. For example, my industry would be tech, but you would choose based on whatever your kind of like your career goals are or what you're currently working in. Members with industry profile information receive up to 9 times more profile views. And then more than 300,000 people search by industry when they're looking for you on LinkedIn. So the next thing that you can do, Worthington, if you want to go back, close that out, save it or close it out, is you can actually show that you are open to work. So right there under that tab that says, yes, open to work, you can choose the option that you want to choose. You can say that you're looking to find a new job, that you are actually hiring for a job yourself, or you're providing some kind of service. So then you're able to select the different options. Are you looking for on-site, hybrid, what specific job titles you are focused on? I believe it lets you add up to 6 different job titles. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. You also can put in like the start date of what time frame you're looking for a new job. You can choose what job type, so full-time, contract, temporary, remote. And then you're able to choose who sees this. So it could be everyone on your LinkedIn, which will add like a banner that says I'm open to work, or you can share it with just recruiters. So people that have a LinkedIn recruiter account, they can see that you're open to work, and you basically show up in our search history that you're open to work. 40% of people are more likely to be noticed by recruiters when they're open to work. And I can speak personally for myself. People that have this option on their LinkedIn profile, I'm more apt to reach out to them about potential job opportunities because I know that they're open to work. So I sort them in my search and I say, okay, I'm going to reach out to these people first who are open to work versus the people who are not as open. So I would encourage you to add that definitely if you're looking for work. So the next thing is, you can close it out, Worthington, is to add a compelling summary. So your summary is towards, I think you can add it there, or it's towards the middle of the page, the intro, you can add it there. And basically this is your about section or your elevator pitch. So if you're on an interview and they ask you, tell us more about yourself, this would be kind of the section where you will put that. So focus on some of your career accomplishments and some of your career aspirations or goals. The maximum, it can be 40 plus words, but still try to keep it as concise and clear as possible. Since I do work in tech, for example, my profile is a little bit more catchy because that's encouraged because I am a recruiter. I'm essentially a salesperson. So I talk about some of my background and my experience, and then I also add like just a touch of personal. For example, I have a food blog Instagram page. So I mentioned that on there that I'm a foodie, and I mentioned my Instagram page. And you don't have to add that. It just kind of depends on your personality, but feel free to use it to just really sell and pitch yourself. So moving on to the next section. So after the compelling story, we're moving on to featured content. So the featured content will bring your story to life by pinning rich media content you're proud of to your featured section. So anything that you've done, any kind of like articles that you have published or anything that you have written or any story that kind of you feel like is attached to you or kind of speaks to you, you can add that featured content. So when someone goes to your page, it shows up. It could be a presentation. It could be an assignment that you worked on. Anything like that, you can add it there. And it just shows kind of as a highlight of things that you might be interested in. So the next thing is to detail your work experience. So if you scroll down, that is towards the bottom where you can start adding in some of your work history. Members with up-to-date positions receive up to 5 times more connection requests, 8 times more profile views, and also 10 times more messages. Even if you're, they're right there where it says work experience, you can add it there. Under, I think you just missed it. There we go. It can't pop up again under work experience, under background. So here you can describe some of the work and the job that you have done. So you would add the title, what kind of employment it was, the company name, and then you would scroll down and add like what some of the, I would encourage you to add a brief summary and then focus on accomplishments, similar to how you would design your resume. Don't just focus on duties and tasks that you completed, but kind of really talk about some highlights and some major accomplishments that you had in the role. Even if it's a student position or internships that you worked, I would encourage you to make sure you put all that experience on your LinkedIn profile as much as possible to highlight, your background and experience. So you do also have the option to change your LinkedIn profile to creator mode. And I believe this is probably also done on the app. So this allows you to reach a larger audience, showcase content front and center as a creator, establish your voice and get discovered, and you have exclusive access to some creator things. The next thing I would encourage you to do is to add any volunteer experience that you might have. So members who add volunteer experience get up to 6 times more profile views than those without. So if you volunteered at like Habitat for Humanity or upcoming Thanksgiving week, you're volunteering to serve food, or anything that you might do on campus, I encourage you to add those volunteer history to your profile. There are a lot of organizations that, specifically in positions that look for that volunteer experience. Here at LinkedIn, charity and giving is a major component. So we definitely encourage members to add that, and just overall it helps you be a good person. So then moving on, you can also add specific skills, and someone can also endorse those skills to your profile. So say you have skills in business management or engineering or Microsoft Excel or customer service. You're able to add those skills, and then people that go to your profile, they're able to endorse if they have worked with you with any of those skills, or they know your background and experience on those skills. Members who have 5 or more skills received up to 17 times more profile views. The next thing that you can do is actually you can request a recommendation. I know, sometimes in college you can get a recommendation letter from one of your professors or one of your former colleagues or students, but you actually can do that on your LinkedIn profile. Recommendations help to build your credibility and to validate some of the skills that you've already input. You also can give recommendations. There's nothing better than being a giver. So you're able to give other people on LinkedIn those recommendations, and it will show on their profile as well. So I definitely encourage you not to only solicit them, but also give them out. And then things that you don't want to forget on your profile are your location, your education, any publications that you might have had, and also accomplishments. Be sure to list everything that you can. Feel free to brag on yourself as much as you choose to. So I will pause there and see if there's any questions or comments that anyone might have. So Joshua says, is it worth it to purchase LinkedIn Premium? I don't know if I can answer if it's worth it or not. I would say some of the benefits of LinkedIn Premium are, if you are job searching, you're able to send in-mails. I don't know if the cap is like 500. I don't know the exact number because I don't work on like the product team. So I'm limited on my knowledge on what Premium offers, but you are able to send more in-mails with Premium. You're also able to show up in searches, and it will show that you're a Premium member. I would say that I would focus on maximizing my profile and building my network before I would take on that expense of Premium. And would I be able to review your profile? If I have the capacity, I'm happy. If you want to send me a link, connect with me on LinkedIn and send me a message, and I can do a quick review of your profile. I'm not sure if I can do an extensive review, but I'm happy to kind of give you a few tips if I can. And then Divine says, how important is it to join in groups on LinkedIn? I think it's like joining groups in real life. It's an opportunity to network. Sometimes people might post jobs or events in groups that not are posted on your main feed. So I would encourage it. I am in some groups. I know, like here at LinkedIn, we have a group that, we're able to share more personal information about our team and things that we're doing with our family and our kids outside of work. We have a group for that. And we also have a group for people who interview and don't necessarily get the position immediately. So they stay in that group so they're able to network and look at other jobs. Can I share how to start a group on LinkedIn? I believe there is a tab that says groups, and you can just start it that way. I've never started a group. I've only joined them, so I'm not sure how to actually create one. But I would encourage you just to go on the site and play around. But I think there's just a click, and you just start a group from there. And then you can solicit members, I believe. It's similar to how you would start one on Facebook. So I don't think we have any other questions right now. So I will keep going through the presentation. So the next thing I will talk about is like how to gain knowledge on the LinkedIn platform. So Worthington, if you want to go to like just the main LinkedIn page, that's fine. We're going to kind of move out of the profiles at this time. So I would encourage you to follow companies on LinkedIn. So the best way to do this is you would just kind of go to that search bar at the top and type in some companies you might be interested in. And then and there's a button that Microsoft is a great one. LinkedIn is a Microsoft owned company, if you all did not know that. So if you're interested in Microsoft, for example, I would encourage you to go to their page, follow them, and then they will show up on your feed. So you hit that follow button. So you're able to see them on your feed. You're able to see more information about happenings there, about jobs that they might post. It'll put recruiters who work there on your feed, employees who work there. So if you're interested in tech, for example, I would say go follow a lot of the tech companies. If you're interested in, energy, look for companies in Houston, things of that nature, but just really like build kind of your network of companies that you might be interested in. And then the next thing you can do is actually follow influencers. For example, if you type in Bill Gates at the top, you can actually follow him on LinkedIn versus sending him like a connection request. So then it will show up everything that kind of Bill Gates posts, or somebody does it on his behalf, who knows. It will show up on your feed. So you're kind of keeping up to date with things that are going on with him, things that are going on that he influences, people that comment on his post. You're able to see that on your LinkedIn feed as well. You also can do an advanced search when it comes to, you can filter it out by industry, by location, and by company. So there's a tab up there where I believe you can do some kind of advanced search. So you can search like industries that you're focusing on, locations. Say that you want to leave out of Houston and you want to look for jobs in New Orleans. You can kind of filter your search according to that. Basically, you can use that search bar to search all filters at the end. You can go there to really like focus in on the searches you're looking for. So you can change it from jobs to just posts in general. I also, just as a tip, if you are looking for jobs, I use this in my job search. You can actually type in, say you're looking for a broadcast journalism job, type that in at the top, and then you can see everybody who has posted about broadcast journalism. And then you can limit it down to the date range or job postings, whatever you choose. That's another way to actually search for jobs. I've noticed that sometimes people don't make an actual job posting that you can apply to, but they just simply talk about it on their LinkedIn feed. So I would encourage you to also use that as an option when you're searching as well. And then it pulls up a lot of like related jobs who might have broadcasting journalism in the title or somewhere in the search. You also, if you go back to the main page, you can also customize your feed. So those little dots next to Jayla at the top, you can choose like what you see on your feed. You can unfollow her. You can copy that link. Don't unfollow her. I don't know who Jayla is. I'm just using her example. You can report the post. You can say who can see this post. You can copy the link and share it. There's multiple things that you can do. So you're able to kind of customize your feed how you want to. So you're able to see the content that matters to you. So I'm pretty much done with that portion of with everything with my presentation. I really hope this was helpful. I'm open to more questions. If there's anything, I know we have more time. So if there's anything more specific that you have about your profile that I'm able to help with while we're on this call, feel free to drop any questions you might have in the chat. Or just, general questions you want to ask me about my career at LinkedIn. I'm happy to answer those as well.
How to create a LinkedIn page. We learned a lot. I noticed some things that you showed me that I didn't even use on my own page, and I've been a part of LinkedIn for many years. So I am looking forward to going to my page after we finish and do some updates. I don't think we have any more questions. Worthington, did you have any last remarks that you'd like to share?
No, I do not. I would just want to say first and foremost, thank you, Miss Chrissy, for giving us some of your time to be able to give this presentation. Um, I see a lot more that I need to do on my feed, so I really do appreciate that. So I'm just gonna after this, I'm gonna go and update that real quick.
Yes, I'm watching you, Worthington. I'm going to be looking at your profile and making sure you make those updates.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate you all for having me. I'm happy to be able to share my knowledge. Feel free to send me a connection request on LinkedIn. I'm always open to having more connections. Feel free to send me an inbox message. I'm happy to help in any way I can. And good luck to you all in your education and your career. And thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You
Bye bye.
too.